okay, I mean, the reforms are good, fine. I mean, like Najib, he said, when he became finance minister, he said, okay, lucky draw 4-digit, okay. So if he thinks you're happy, fine. Okay, more draws, 4-digit, decent topics, more money, it's okay. What else did he do? What else did he do? That is so reformist. 6 times to some describe him as a reformist. What reformist? Reform is a leader who has courage. It's not someone who do this fancy, okay, public company, public listing, we putar su, no need, 30%, 12% will do. Okay? And then he created this special unit in the EP. We don't know what this unit will do, there's no secret unit. So you give him your left, you take him your right. That's what he's doing, he's a juggler. Showman. He's not a reformer. He's not a reformer. If he is a reformer, I was waiting. We had a meeting and we said, why don't we ask for a meeting with the Prime Minister? Datuk Zaid Ibrahim, Datuk Zaid. They all agreed, let's meet the Prime Minister of ISA. So there is no need for this rally. They're not interested. So if you are a reformist, why can't you see, oh, we are going to repeal it, only for, we're going to repeal it, announce it. But it's not. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my 20 minutes or so. I think we have other interesting speakers. I'm sorry I can't wait to answer any question because I have to go back. But I just want to end by saying this. Pakatan, in the last election, never mind the parliamentary season, you can kill yourself. But Barisan has got only 5% popular votes more than us. Maybe 5%, maybe 4%. We got 4 million something, they've got 4 million, 8.8 million. We are already there. Believe me, in 2 years or in 3 years, we will win and we will take over the federal. And don't be afraid, don't get disheartened when you see this Merdeka Review centers at the Nigeria popular 65% 18. I also pay 65%. If I have the money to pay for a survey, you don't worry. If Najib is really popular, he would not do all these things. He would not have done what he did in Perak. Have an election because you are so popular. Let's have an election in Perak. Why not? And you don't be disheartened when you get Mayudin, gloating, Manipura. Please, Manipura, half of Manipura is controlled by federal government. Do you know? Manipura, the Ferda, the Casador, the whole, and all sorts of schools funded by government. The family, it's always a difficult seat for PAS. In 2004, PAS only got 5,300. And in this by-election, they got 5,000. Sorry, 5,007. This one they got 5,004. This one got 300 or 400 deficit. But there are a lot of other people who don't really care about politics. The young fellows who work with. It was a Tuesday, people have to work. So the guy who can ferry them, who can pay them a bit of money, and he said, they'll vote. So Manipura is just a peculiar situation in Manipura. You don't worry about it. You don't worry that PAS is losing power. PAS is not losing first, and we will prove it in the next Permatan Pasir. Inshallah. Thank you very much. Oh, it's very difficult for me to answer that because I'm not in Parliament right now. Actually, but I think it's not critical. What they have done is that they have formed groups, parliamentary committees, what do they call it? Shadow committees in the parliament, comprising of members of Pakatan. Already it's the first step. But I'm sure at the right time we will have that. But more importantly, I think, as I've said just now, we're going to come up with a comprehensive policy issue on the major issue so that we speak with one voice. That's the first thing. And after we've done that, I think we will probably make go with these parliamentary committees that we have now. And then at the appropriate time, we will have the shadow channel.
Datuk, can you share with us what's the development of Pakatan in East Malaysia or states like in Johor, Malacca? Because if these states, if Pakatan has tremendous development, then what you say your chances will be very good. So can you share with us so that we will have greater confidence?
Okay. Well, I don't have detailed analysis of those states. Admittedly, I can only tell you from my surroundings and from the past election results. See, for example, there are about 12 seats in Johor. 12 seats in Johor. That the difference is about 3,000, 2,000 seats. You can, some less. So it is something that, and as you know, there are about 25, 30 parliamentary seats that are within the 5% range. Throughout. So it is going to be a very difficult, tough fight, but it is not something that we cannot plan. I think we can do better, of course, in Sabah Sarawak. I'm sure Tony can enlighten you afterward also. I believe we have a lot of opportunities there, and also in Johor. In fact, everywhere. Yeah? We put our heads together, of course, but the result of, like in Negeri Sembilan, for example, I got invited there quite often, simply because Rais wanted to challenge me. Remember the debate? Of course, he refused to challenge me, so I went to his area. I went to his area, and then, of course, he didn't turn up. And then after that, of course, I got other invitations from Negeri Sembilan. So I can sense that those 700 votes we lost in Palafila, 800 votes we lost in those places, those are doable targets. We just have to get our acts together. We are not living in dreams. We know the numbers. We know the numbers. But of course, certain things are beyond our control. If people want to start ballot boxes, okay, what can we do? But it's really rich. It's really rich. Last question.
Datuk, my name is Amo. I come from Lucky Gardens here.
Okay.
Datuk, you said there's dictatorship and there's corruption. But Datuk, in Singapore they have dictatorship, they don't have corruption.
Okay. I don't know what she wants from the answer. From the question. If you want me to say Singapore is good, I said yes, it's good in a lot of things. Corruption is very little. But Singapore is a very unique situation. In most cases, in most countries in the world where there's dictatorship, there's corruption. Singapore is like a company, it's probably rather different. Most places, if you have dictatorship, if you have strong arm rule, if you have a lot of secret, if you have a lot of official secret, you will have massive corruption. That is a fact. Of course, people say you can have good governance without democracy. And I got these questions as well. When I did a speech in Singapore, and Singaporeans are really a bit nervous about democracy. So he said, Dato', good governance we can have without democracy? I said, yes, but very rare. Very rare. So I believe you must have standards of democracy. You must have the checks and balances in the system. That is how we fight corruption.
Okay, sorry, Dato'. There's one final, very short question from this gentleman here who stood up with such gusto.
My name is Bosco from California. Dato', is there a possibility based on the theme of this subject, is Pakatan Rakyat sustainable? Can the parties, three parties, merge into one party to make it sustainable?
Thank you. Yes, I think first we have to do a very strong operation first. That's the first step. You know, it's like Barisan Nasional, you know, 50 years, they still have different parties. They still have different parties. You know? And so I think we have to take the same approach, that we should first get us into a collaboration. Very good, effective coalition. I think that's the first step. Maybe one day, maybe not during my lifetime, maybe we can emerge into one party. But for the moment, I think, let's get the first act first. Let's defeat Barisan first, then we can do many things.